America's most committed dog lover, John Wick, is back for another bone-cracking adventure, which means we're back for another round of Easter eggs, references, and callbacks. Rest assured, no dogs are killed in this movie. I mean, hundreds of people die, but the dogs are all fine. Probably. First up, let's talk kill count. This is John Wick's second deadliest outing so far if you just count people he kills personally, not everyone who dies in the movie. Wick personally takes out 94 people during John Wick Parabellum, which is more than the 77 folks he straight up murdered in the first movie. But both of them are absolutely shattered by the John Wick Chapter 2 kill count of 128 people. The new film picks up mere moments after Chapter 2 ended, with John still suffering from the knife wound he received from Santino D'Antonio's bodyguard, Ares, and the minutes ticking away until he's declared officially excommunicado. And considering that Chapter 2 started just 4 days after the events of John Wick, that means the entire series has unfolded in the course of about 1 week. This guy has earned a personal day. Note that this is also the first film in the Wick series that doesn't feature John Leguizamo as John's mechanic friend Aurelio. He's still working on John's Mustang, which got beat to hell in the first scene of Chapter 2. My guess? John finally picks up the finished car at the end of the last film. A number of famous and notable faces appear in John Wick 3, only to have a fist, a bullet, or even a book slammed through them moments later. The enormous assassin whom John takes out with a heavy tome in the New York Public Library is Boban Marjanovic, the center for the Philadelphia 76ers.
I've been looking forward to meeting you, and so far, you haven't disappointed.
That's, of course, actor and martial artist Mark Dacascos as one of John's primary rivals throughout the film, the Assassin Zero. When he first appears, he's working, along with his team, as a sushi chef, a reference to Dacascos' many years playing the chairman on the American version of Iron Chef.
Today's secret ingredient is...
Two of Zero's henchmen with whom John tangles with in the film are played by Yayan Ruhian and Cecep Arif Rahman. These Indonesian martial artists both appeared in the modern action classic The Raid 2 along with The Force Awakens. Yayan played Street Fighter Tasu Leech, while Rahman played Krukain Shand. They're both members of the Kanji Club gang who confront Han Solo on the Millennium Falcon.
Tasu Leech, good to see you.
Finally, Keanu Reeves' very own martial arts instructor, Tiger Chen, pops up briefly in the movie as a member of the Chinese Triads. There are so many little references and asides in John Wick 3 that they even fit one in the title. Parabellum is Latin for prepare for war and is specifically mentioned by Winston in the film, but it's also been the name of a variety of pistols and firearm cartridges over the years. See what they did there? 'Cause, guns? Speaking of which, John's line to Winston that he needs
guns. Lots of guns.
is a direct callback to Neo's request to tank in The Matrix.
Guns. Lots of guns.
This film also has a mood-setting lobby shootout infused with Matrix-esque green lighting, in case anyone missed the parallel. John goes to meet one of the members of the High Table, Angelica Houston as the mysterious director, at a ballet company known as the Tarkovsky Theater. This is a reference to the iconic Russian filmmaker Andrei Tarkovsky. Now here's something interesting. Wick 3 helmer Chad Stahelski co-directed the first movie alongside David Leitch, who later went on to make Atomic Blonde. And that movie also had a Tarkovsky reference. There's a big fight scene in front of a movie screen where his epic sci-fi film Stalker is being projected. These guys just really like their Tarkovsky shoutouts, what can I say? The marquee announces that the company is putting on a show called A Tale of Two Wolves, which doesn't seem to be the name of an actual ballet. Possibly it's a reference to John Wick himself, who so far in the series has owned 2 different dogs? There's also 2 dogs owned by Halle Berry's character Sophia, who appears later in the movie. Maybe this is foreshadowing. While we're on the subject of ballet, quick question. Why do so many movie assassins train in ballet schools? Black Widow, Red Sparrow, John Wick. Is this an actual thing? Anyway, Stahelski has said that the big motorcycle chase sequence was inspired by a similar scene in the South Korean action film The Villainous. Also, while in Morocco, hoping to find the head of his entire high-table criminal organization, John is told to walk into the desert following Canis Minor. This is a star also known as the Lesser Dog. Of course, Dog Star was the name of Keanu Reeves' band in the 1990s. They were actually pretty good. I'll make you a mixtape.
Isabel takes a world!
As with Chapter 2, the third entry in the Wick series seems to end in a way that directly leads to more sequels. It's not hard to imagine a new follow-up in which John, now aligned with Lawrence Fishburne's Bowery King, launches an assault against Winston and the New York Continental. The fight could even spread internationally and find John attempting to bring down the high table itself. This has got to be this franchise's endgame, right? Recall that John's home was destroyed in Chapter 2 and he can't stay at the Continental anymore, no matter how many gold coins he has stashed. Now that he's functionally homeless, perhaps John really will be joining the Bowery Gang full-time. You've also got to wonder how losing this finger is going to potentially hold John back in the future. Maybe he'll only be able to take out 30 thugs at once instead of 40. Let us know if you think this is going to be a major obstacle for him in Chapter 4, and any other little riffs or references we might have missed. Leave them in the comments.